Hello, ladies and gent. Today I have the battle against the prodigal son, WadapusRex. I say that because he watched a lot of my early Twitch streams, and he just went AWOL for a bit, and now he's back, though, and he has a really awesome name, and he wanted to battle me in a really awesome tier, and that would be RU, which I believe is in a really, really solid place. The UU metagame has basically become the old OU, so a lot of the funnest Pokemon, in my opinion, are RU, which makes it a really fun tier to play. So I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Donphan, because I'd really like to go ahead and set up Stealth Rock right off the bat. He's going to go ahead and lead with Bronzong, which obviously is also another Pokemon that really wants to go ahead and just set up hazards. So I'm actually going to go ahead and lead with the knockoff, because I actually predicted him to just set up rocks, and I didn't really know what else to do. I wanted to get this thing, basically his leftovers removed. He's actually not going to go for Stealth Rocks this turn, and instead Toxic me, which is a nice play. And this turn I am going to go ahead and set up my Stealth Rocks, as he also sets up Stealth Rocks. So, yeah, kind of some mirror matching going on here. Now, I do have the Rapid Spin, and I'm like, okay, well, if I go for it, at the very least, it's going to force him to waste a turn getting rid of them, to set them back up again. But he's actually going to make a nice play here and Protect, which is going to, obviously, make me use another turn of, I'm Toxic for another turn, which, obviously, is kind of annoying. So, yeah, I'm just going to, I believe, try to go for it again. He's going to try to Protect again. He does not get the 50-50 coin flip in his favor, and I am going to be able to get rid of his rocks. Now, he's probably going to go ahead and try to set them up again. This is my opportunity to switch and, switch with the immunity. I know that he's going to probably try to set up his rocks again. So I decided to switch out into a Pokemon that can handle this thing, aka my Salazzle. Also, my Salazzle is weak to Stealth Rock, so it's nice to get it in once without him, obviously, having the hazards up. So there he goes, putting them up, and I think he's going to actually switch. He ends up making an even a better play for me and Protecting for some reason, which is kind of a questionable play. It's not like I'm, have the residual damage like my Donphan did. And further, he doesn't have the leftovers, so he's not even getting any health. So just kind of, I guess he was trying to scout what I would do, but that was a needless risk, knowing that Salazzle does try to set up quite a lot in a lot of sets. And yeah, after a nasty plot, I'm pretty confident Flamethrower will do some decent damage to his team. He ends up going into Flygon, though, which is a good switch because he resists both my stab moves. It still does more than half, but I don't want to risk it being Scarf and staying in. So I decided to go out my Porygon, too, and he ends up going for the Earth Power, which is interesting to me because, I guess maybe I'm not really 100% fluent in the current meta, but to me, Flygons are almost always physical, at least back in the older generations. So, see that it's special really kind of threw me off, but I'm like, okay, neat. But anyway, in comes Torkoal, and if you might have noticed, his team pre-game is actually somewhat of a Sun team, and he has quite a few ways to exploit it. Sun is, of course, legal in RU. Rain is not, because Rain is considered a little more powerful, but obviously the Sun is also very powerful in RU. Probably one of the top strategies in RU right now. And I'm just going to go back into Donphan, and I knew that he would probably kill me, but I just needed something just to see what this guy would do. And indeed, he does go for the Lava Plume, which is boosted by the Sun. It's going to be able to take me out. But this does give me a switch into my Salazzle. Torkoals typically don't have very good special defense, and he's just going to go into his Camerupt now, which is probably his Mega. And I believe I just go for a Sludge Wave just to get damage on it. Of course, this thing's going to have the resistance to it due to the ground typing. And, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and switch out, and he makes a pretty nice play getting off a sub against me, which is going to be really useful, because it's going to give him basically a free hit. It's a way to counter Mega Camerupt's really low speed set. It really holds back Mega Camerupt in general. But now with that, substitute, he's going to be able to get a hit of his choice on my Araquanid. Now, this Araquanid is Assault Vest, and due to the quite overpowered ability Water Bubble, that's actually going to reduce all fire damage against me. So watch how I take this in the Sun. That's amazing. This is a Mega Camerupt, one of the highest base special attacks in the legal metagame. Going for a Stab Flamethrower in the Sun, but due to my Assault Vest and the Water Bubble ability, which also doubles the power of my water attacks, effectively negating the damage reduction from the Sun, I'm able to go ahead and break this up and then deal not a whole lot of damage to the incoming Venusaur due to the resistance. Now, he is going to go for the Sleep Powder. He ends up missing the first one. I'm not lucky enough to get to. Now, obviously, this is going to be a Chlorophyll Venusaur, So it's going to pretty much outspeed my entire team. I needed to get something put asleep, and my Salazzle's now asleep. And I decided to stay in and try to burn turns, because I don't really think, unless he has a hidden power ground, he can't really do anything to me. He's probably carrying hidden power fire due to the sun. But yes, it does give him a free switch into Torkoal, and I'm like, okay, this has been 2 turns of sleep so far. I believe they lowered the max turns to 4, so if I can just wake up this turn, and no, not quite. I guess I'm going to get max turns of sleep. And he's actually just going to go for the explosion, which will take out my Salazzle. And it's a good play, because that Torkoal, due to my Stealth Rocks, isn't going to get a chance to switch back in anyway. But the good news is that he's not going to have another way to set up that sun again. So now, as soon as I'm able to pretty much stall the sun away, then I won't have to deal with that Chlorophyll Venusaur being boosted anymore, and I won't have to obviously deal with any other tricks he might have up his sleeve. So anyway, in comes my my Porygon 2 again, and he reveals the Fire Blast, which that kind of makes sense why it's special now. Trying to take the the boosted Fire Blast. But my Porygon 2, despite the fact that I believe this Porygon 2 is actually a physically bulky set, takes that pretty nicely, and he's just going to go out into his Bronzong now, as I just continue to go for the Recover, which is kind of waste, obviously, because I'm only at 10 HP, but I was thinking he might try to go for another Fire Blast. But he wisely switches out into Bronzong again, and I'm just going to go into Araquanid pretty much as death fodder. Obviously, I only have 22 HP when I switch back in, and he just goes for a Toxic, which obviously won't actually kill me this turn, but obviously he has the Protect, and I can't get Araquanid back in, so I'm just going to go for I believe, I don't even know what I remember what I go for, but obviously it's not going to matter because he has Protect, and I'm going to now die to the Toxic Poison, so good job from him just getting rid of my Araquanid that way, and down it goes. But it does give me a free switch, and I decided to go out to my Feraligatr, which is a Dragon Dance Feraligatr, and I just decided to go for the Crunch, actually, just to get rid of this Bronzong. I do not want to take the Toxic, actually, on it. And down goes my, down goes his Bronzong, as he goes back into Venusaur. And I do not want to die on my Feraligatr, so I decide to switch. I go out into my Porygon 2, knowing that he's probably going to go for the Sleep Powder, but I'm hoping that I can take whatever he does well. It also actually gives my Porygon 2 Chlorophyll, so if I end up getting around this Venusaur, then I'm going to be boosting the sun. Not that it matters, because I wasn't really counting, but the sun is gone now, so there you go. And, yeah, so he's going to go ahead and switch out into Salazzle, not wanting to take, I guess, an Ice Beam, which is a wise choice. This Salazzle does resist it, but after the Stealth Rock damage is still down to half, I decide to go for the Thunderbolt while he finally gets the status he wanted on my Porygon 2 with the Toxic. And, yeah, that is going to be annoying for Porygon 2. Obviously, Porygon 2 doesn't have any leftovers because it has to use Eviolite. And, yeah, it's going to limit the amount of turns I can stay in and pretty much stall him. So in comes Camerupt again, which was nearly dead before, and he's comes in here predicting another Thunderbolt. I end up deciding to switch it out into Ice Beam, which is an excellent prediction there because it's going to be able to take out that Camerupt in only one turn. So it only, I only have to wait one turn from this Toxic. So in comes Flygon again, and I'm convinced there's nothing really he has that can kill me. We already saw how much he could do with his Fire Blast in the Sun. So obviously, his strongest move at this point against me would be that Dragon Pulse. But that's not going to be enough, and I'm going to be able to take out this Flygon now with Ice Beam. So Porygon 2 doing a lot of work, although after this hit of Toxic, I'm going to be left at 53 HP. He's hoping his Venusaur can come in here and finish me, and I'm obviously hoping that he does not finish me, and I can get off a Recover, although probably... No, you know what, I think I was going for an Ice Beam, knowing that after a Recover, it's not really I would get a whole lot of HP back, but it doesn't matter. I'm kind of saddened by the fact that he can actually kill me, and he gets a little bit of HP on the play. Not as much as he could have because of the thing, but due to his Life Orb. But I decide to go on my Meloetta, and it's a Pokemon that was requested, and this is actually the wrong kind of Meloetta. If I just were to brought in normal Psychic version, it would be fine, but no. This is the Pilouette form, which not a lot of people use because it takes that one turn to set up. But I'm still hoping that Relic Song can kill at that point, but it does not. So now Venusaur is here at... sliver of HP, and I didn't have a Psychic move to use on it, which would have obviously been better. I'm still kind of mad though he lived. He gets the Giga Drain off, but then to negate the first turn, the max turn of sleep I had earlier with my Salazzle, Meloetta gonna be pro, gonna be clutch, waking up and being able to take out that Venusaur, and his last Pokemon is this Salazzle, which does not have enough HP to come back in. So good game there, WadapusRex. An excellent match. Can't believe that was a well-built Sun team. And I was able to win there by the skin of my teeth, really. So, really fun match. Always enjoy the RU matches. So today's question of the day is going to be, what is your favorite real-world animal? And for me, it's kind of hard because a lot of animals I'm not a fan of. I'm not really an animal person. But I always found a few things to be cool. I always thought wildcats were cool, kind of like all kind of wildcats. Especially the kittens are very, very cute. And I always liked real life dolphins. Maybe it's because I'm a Dolphins fan, and yes, I know that we suck this year, and it's very depressing. But yeah, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later. Of course, I'm also pretty sure I would like a WadapusRex, whatever that is.